So today I'm going to show you guys some very useful tips for evaluating functions on your calculator. So again, we've talked a little bit in our calculator video, and if you haven't seen that, just jump one video or a couple videos back actually. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just find our calculators video and you'll kind of see what assumptions I'm making in terms of our calculators that we have here. But for the most part, this video is going to be very useful to anyone with a TI-83, a TI-84, a TI-Inspire, any kind of graphing calculator. This should be very helpful for you, and it'll be specifically helpful for those with a TI-84 or a TI-83. If you don't have one of those, definitely recommend getting one if it's a little out of your budget. There are many ways that you can get these at lower costs. So either send me an email or I'm going to leave a link below where you can see some options for finding these calculators at good prices. So with all that, let's go ahead and start looking at a question here. So we have this question that would be very common on our ACT, right? The function f of x is defined as f of x equals 2x squared plus 2x plus 2. What is f of 2? Now, if you are feeling a little shaky on this function notation, this f of x, and what this means, jump back and look at our functions video so that you can kind of remember how these work, what we do with them, why they work the way they do, all of that kind of stuff. But if you're feeling confident with that, you will remember, right, that the function f of x, if it is defined as 2x squared plus 2x plus 2, and we're trying to evaluate f of 2, that's basically like saying, what is the value of 2x squared plus 2x plus 2 when we plug in 2 for x? So we could definitely do this by hand, right? We could go through and we could plug in 2 for all of our values, and that's a perfectly reasonable way of doing this. But today I'm going to show you guys maybe a quicker way that we can do this all with our calculator that will ensure we don't, make any careless errors, we don't, accidentally misadd or mismultiply or something like that. So we're going to go ahead to our calculator's y equals menu. So the y equals button here is up on the top left of our calculator. It says y equals, so we want to hit that, and we're going to see this little page right here, right? It has y1, y2, y3, all of these y equals areas. So that's what we're looking for. And once we've got that, we want to enter in our function. So just going ahead and entering in 2x squared plus 2x plus 2. We enter that all in, right? And that looks pretty good. We've got it there. Now what we want to do, right, is we were trying to figure out what this function equals when x is equal to 2. So we can use our calculator, our calculator's calculate function, and we will do that by going to hit the second button. That's also going to be up in the top left. Second trace is in the middle near the top. Second trace, and then we'll get up this calculate menu here, and we want to calculate a value, right? We want the value of f of x when x is equal to 2. So we're going to hit 1 or just hit enter, and it'll look something like this. We're going to see here in the xy plane, right, we have the function itself has been graphed. We can see it. And then we have this very helpful x equals and then a blank. And what this allows us to do is put in whatever value we want for x, and it will give us the corresponding y, or the corresponding f of x value. So with that, right, let's just go ahead. We wanted to solve for x equals 2 in this question, right? So let's just put 2 in and see what happens. So here we go. I'll just enter 2, hit enter, and look at that. We have y equals 14. So this is exactly what we're looking for here. Y equals 14 is the answer to this question right here, right? Because we have the function f of x is defined as f of x equals 2x squared plus 2x plus 2. What is f of 2? We said, well, f of 2 is the same way as saying what is f of x when x is equal to 2. And we put in x is equal to 2, and it seems to give us 14 as our answer. So sure enough, if we have 14 as our answer, looks like we could just probably choose letter E, and we would be totally correct. We would get the question right, and we could keep on moving to our next question, knowing we've got one question in the bank for sure. So I hope that little calculator trick is helpful to you. Like I said, it is a great way to save yourself from maybe making little kind of math errors or rounding improperly or misadding, all these things that happen to everyone. It's super common. This can save you some of those mistakes, so you can feel just that little bit more confident, with your answer. Hope that's helpful. I will see all of you in our next video.